Let's get more analysis now with Khalil Sayegh. He's a political analyst and also the president of the Agora Initiative, and he joins us live from Washington, D.C. Khalil, welcome to the program. Your reaction to these two significant reports that we have out today. We have the Human Rights Watch one accusing Israel of war crimes, of forced displacement in Gaza, plus, of course, the UN committee saying that Israel's warfare methods in Gaza are consistent with genocide.
Thank you for having me, Maria. To start with, in terms of fighting, those of us who have been following the atrocities that Israel have committed in Gaza know since day one that there is nothing new in these fightings. We know that Israel have intentionally said since day one that they want to carry on a genocide. When the Israeli former Israeli defense minister Yoav have mentioned that there would be no water, no electricity, there are no innocents in Gaza, there are human animals. This is a clear intention of genocide. When the Israeli prime minister spoke to Blinken a few days after October the 7th and said that we want to force the Palestinians out to Egypt, this is a clear intention of ethnic cleansing. It was very clear. Since they started forcing people to the south from Gaza City and the northern area of the Gaza Strip, that there is intention to ethnic cleansing. And they even proven this farther and farther with the massacres that they committed in Jabalia, forcing people from the northern part of the Gaza Strip. So all that is very clear. I think that's the significance of these two reports, just that they are two rigorous organizations that have adopted a clear methodology and concluded the same findings that Palestinian journalists, analysts, scholars that have been following the genocide in Gaza.
Indeed, Khalil, and as you say, these are two significant organizations, the UN Committee and also Human Rights Watch. But where does this go? What happens from the publication of these reports to actually something changing on the ground? My question is the implications of these reports, especially the UN one.
The reality is the picture from here in Washington, D.C. looks very bleak. The American government continues to be committed to supporting the Israelis' crimes. The current administration has shown no signs of wanting to change in the next 50 days while they're in office. And the next administration, the Trump administration, has signaled today that in the first day of the new administration, they will remove any restriction on sending weapons to Israel. So on the American side, we will not see any change. It is likely to see more concerns on the European capitals. We more likely to see restrictions on weapons. We start seeing this already in Spain, we saw it in Italy. France has been considering similar measures, but it is very unlikely to see any change in the American politics. And the unfortunate reality is, unless the Americans really move forward and deciding to not veto any UN resolution to stop arming Israel, nothing would change in that regard.
So, Khalil, my colleague Mohammed mentioned the fact that because as the US is just supporting Israel in such a strong way, nothing will ever change. Your sense, you're speaking to us there from Washington, D.C., is what's going on in Gaza right now, Israel's war on Gaza, going to get much worse?
There is a possibility that it will get worse. However, usually when you look at genocide in Gaza, you think like, what could be worse than a genocide? Genociding more. So I don't know if the word worst works here. It's just continuous of the same horror that we are seeing there. However, we've seen some signals from the new elected administration, the Trump administration, that they want to end the war. That's what they have been saying, at least. But at the same time, they wouldn't end it in a way that is fair to the Palestinians. They're saying we want to end the war. At the same time, we're going to give Israel all the weapons they need. We will give them whatever it takes to have them win. So what does it mean to end the war? From a Trump administration perspective, we don't know. It could be something positive, but it could be also something that means that Israel gets to annex half of Gaza Strip, gets to annex the northern part of the Gaza Strip. It could be too that Israel get to annex a big part of the West Bank as well. So we don't know what would be the future looking like, but as far as we are concerned, anything that bring about a ceasefire is the ultimate goal.
Khalil, thank you so much for your time and your thoughts on these two reports. Khalil Sayegh speaking to us there from Washington, D.C., president of the Agora Initiative. Thank you.